Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Beep boop. Beep boop, beep boop, beep boop. Hello, hello. Anybody there? Beep boop. Lisa, can you hear me? Well, see, you are special. You're the only one in here. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to tack this onto the table. I'm going to make sure it's all plumbed up. Find the proper glove. I got 3 people in here, it says. All right. So, I got this, my downpipe, my ash pipe, I guess you call it. This is what they call it. Apparently they call it a tuyere on a forge, on a, well, I guess any kind of forge. Coal forge, charcoal forge, whatever. I made this pipe, made this angle. I was thinking might be better than rather than just make a T, and that air, when that air blows in, it just goes straight in across. Goes straight in across, and when it hits, it's going to go down and up. I might lose some of that airflow. So that's why I went with this upward sweep. That way, when I weld it on, hopefully that air is going to come straight up and not any of it go down, really. So that will help my airflow going up into the firebox. So that's what I did. Took this 2-inch pipe, cleaned up all my welds inside of it, tried to get rid of whatever turbulence I could, cleaned up the whole outside, got my hole cut. All I'm going to do is make sure it's plumb. I'm going to level this off, make sure it's all good. And I'll tack it up, and away we'll go. I'm going to tack this to the table. And then that way I've got a better, that way it's held solid, and I know it's where it needs to be. Mike Turner, what's going on, brother? Let's go do a little welding here. Figured I had nothing else to do. I was working on it, so I thought, hell with it, I'll go live. You can watch me do a little bit more work tonight. Ain't making a hook, but I'm doing something, working in the shop, being productive. Already got my welder ready. do, I'll tilt this, get it, tilt it up where I can plumb it. Looks good. Pointing. What's going on this time? So now that we got that, we know that's plumb in all directions. Then we know that when we put this on and we get it level, we know it's level. MD, Avid, what's going on, Robert Sayer? See everybody in here. I just do a little bit of work here. Welding up my, what they call the tuyere on the forge. Welding up this ash pipe and the lower inlet pipe. I figured I'd go live while I was working in the shop, wasting time, working. Figured some people might want to watch. Wasted a little bit of their night. No, not another forge, just the same forge that I've been working on. Been working on it for a little while. Stepping on this son of a bitch. It's plastic hammer, so it doesn't stick. No drama. No drama for nobody, mama. What's up, Georgia? See? Pretty pipe. Get welded on there. I think that looks about as good as I can get it. And yes, I am a perfectionist. I'm anal about shit. Always got to be just right. Some turnip said, I don't know about this. I don't know about turnips. I don't like turnips. I love radishes, though. Let's go ahead and tack this up, and we can weld it. Looks good. Helps if I actually weld the spot I'm trying to weld, right? I'll go ahead and weld this top part. Weld the top. Run down the sides, do the downhill. Then I'll cut the weld, hold it to the table. I'll turn it over and go ahead and do the last little bit of weld. If it wasn't 12:30 at night, I'd go ahead and get some pipe, cut out my flanges for the blower, and to mount up to the firebox. But I don't want to piss people off by making a bunch of noise. I can use the torch, then I got to use the grinder, clean it all up. So I'll do this much. Call it good for the night. But the good thing is, once I get it welded, we can have a late night bullshit session. How's that? Roy, what's up, buddy? Watch your eyes. a little where I couldn't see what the hell I was doing. I need a grinder. Ah. Abbott, I'll show you here in a minute, buddy. When I get done welding this up, I guess you didn't see it earlier, but I'll show you. Let me find my glasses. Use the magnet, hold it good and tight. Good and tight. That's the German way of saying good and tight. How you like that? And like I said earlier, hey Will, what's going on? Like I said earlier, sometimes there's a time to not use the guard. This is one of them, to be able to get in. Those too short moments, get in where you fit in. I guess it helps if I plug it in, right? I do that from time to time. Forget what the hell I'm doing. Just because I like to go for looks, I'm going to add one more pass in here, even though it really absolutely does not need to be there. But I want to do it. Because it'll look a little better. To me, anyway. I guess that'll do. And then I'll probably still come in with the grinder and a flat wheel and clean it up so it looks a bit prettier. be that for that part. Now we got our inlet pipe all welded up. Now looks like shit in a spot or two, but that'll get cleaned up, and you'll never know. But, so yeah, weld the flange. Pull my earplugs out so I'm not yelling. I'll weld the flange on here, and I'll mount my blower. And then I'll weld the flange on here, and I'll mount my firebox to it. And then down here will be the gate for the ash that it'll catch the ash. I can flip it into a bucket. Abby, you were asking about the firebox. Let's see. And we got firebox that will sit on top of it like so. That is the firebox. I just used quarter-inch diamond plate that we had in here in the yard. I still got to cut my hole out of the middle. You can see the circle traced in there. It was all nice and rusty to begin with, soaked it in vinegar for, I don't know, 24, 36 hours or better. Let the vinegar eat the rust off. And hit it with a wire wheel. Now I got to do it again. Once we get all done, I'll heat it up. I'll coat it with some oil, linseed oil, I think. There we go. And here's the stand for it. There's the stand. I got to get a piece of plate for the tabletop. I've already got the stand all made. Get a piece of plate for the tabletop. Cut these sides out for material to come through. And then the blower will be mounted down here. And I have a couple other things I'm going to do for it. A messy corner of the shop, that's what you see. Avid, you better have been paying attention. I'll bonk you over the head. That's a snap on. What size is that? 32 ounce dead blow. It'll get you. And you missed all the work again. But I just got this welded together. As you can see. Leave it to stand to show up and all the work's done. So Stan, if you didn't, I'm sure you didn't see, that's the air pipe for the forge. And the firebox is going to sit on there like so. Like so, macro. You can see that. Do you see that? Yes, Stan, there was work. Did you not read the title? Uh, it'll be ready before long. Hopefully I didn't put it too low, but I think it'll work just fine. 30. 30. Oh. Always good. Yeah, Robert, thank you. It's just some plate steel we have here in the yard. By the time I get done with this thing, if you count what I had to buy some angle iron for the top, and I'm going to have to buy some plate for the tabletop itself, and I'm going to have to buy the blower. I think I might have about $140 into this, and for what you might find this online, it might cost you about $800 to $1,000 probably. So who knows? Maybe I'll get into business of making forges. I thought about even making the tabletop out of diamond plates, but then that's just going to hang up all the coal or charcoal, whatever I use, and make it a pain in the ass. So I'm just going to get some flat plate, flush mount firebox. Give me a second. Oh. Turn the hood off. Turn the light off. Man down. Where's their man down? Talking about the light? I'm wiggling a lot. What the heck? All right. So since it's been a while, it's time for beer. Added right now, I'm just going to start out using charcoal. Oh, the crash, that wasn't a crash, that was me bringing the garage door down. That way I have some backlight, so I'm not sitting here looking all dark. But Avid, I'm going to use charcoal to start out with. Everything I've seen and read, they say that charcoal will burn just as hot as coal or propane. The only issue is you burn your fuel up quicker. But you can get the same temperatures. You can get temperatures for forge welding out of charcoal just as good as you can get out of coal. Like I said, the charcoal, that wood is going to burn quicker than coal or coke. That is the only problem there. But charcoal's cheap. I can buy it cheap, and I can make it cheap. Where the hell? Okay, I'm on my phone. Why can I not bring up? Where the hell do I go to the thing where I can type? I do not see where I can actually enter my own chat. Oh, there we go. Post comment. I just want to pay. What in the hell? Hey, seriously, Avid, somebody help me the hell out of here. Matt, what's up, buddy? Yeah, Avid, we've got plenty of oak here. I mean, we're surrounded by blackjack, and they are blackjack is oak. I'm trying to put the link up. Yeah, they will. But you know, I watched a video where people they've which I know it burns quick, but they used they even use pine. They use pine. Pine will burn a lot, but it will burn fast. Alicia, where are you at? You got quiet. Yeah, Evan, I'm not gonna use. Evan, I'm not gonna use pine. I have enough. I have enough blackjack, enough oak around here that I don't need to mess with anything else. That is, if I was to not just buy the charcoal. Anybody want to come up? There's the link. Feel free to come up. Keep us company late at night. We're all awake. Yes. Hello, hello. You would be, you would, but you're cleaning fish and headed to bed. So how many fish did you catch and what? Let's hear about this fishing trip that you were on. What did you catch? Come on. I think I'm going fishing tomorrow. It's supposed to be a beautiful day. I don't have shit to do tomorrow. I think I'm taking the bait and going to catfish. Or, how big were they? 6 pounds each. Shit, that's nice. I'd be happy to catch those. All I'm able to catch here lately is the biggest I've caught is, I think, what, about 3, 4 pounds maybe? Hopefully I'm going to find some bigger ones. I want to find, shit, I'd like to catch 15, 20 pounders. Haven't done that yet. Cover up that big fluffy head. 6 pounds, I'd be happy with those, especially 4 of them. Cat bobbers. So, what was the bait on the cat bobbers? sardines, like canned sardines from the store. Oh yeah, Robert, 6 pounds is good. I would never complain about catching a 6 pounder. You know, there's some people around this world that 6 pounders a waste of time for them. A 6 pounder would be a pretty beautiful fish for me right now. Get my dirty, nasty old hat. And Alicia, everybody, where'd you go? Oh, Skipjack was on the bumper. So they were fresh sardines. They weren't from the can. I'd have to go to the Asian market and see what they got. Everybody always talks about seafood, the fish they have at the Asian market. Have to go. Maybe the ones around here have carp. Maybe I'll give them a try. First time you used it. Damn it. Yes, it will. This thing's freaking tight. My phone won't flip around. You don't live in New York. You don't have any big cats up there. Robert, I bet you can find them. Suckerfish. I don't even know what a suckerfish is. I don't know that we've got them. I mean, everybody east of Oklahoma, east of Arkansas, all that area, everybody talks about suckerfish, but I've never heard of them until being on here. I've never seen them. Yeah, skipjack, I can buy skipjack at my local bait shop that I go to. When we bought it, we had 4 in a pack that were, I don't know, they were probably about 12, 14 inches long. But for those 4, it cost us $20. And I don't think we ever got a single bite off any of them. Now, a lot of that I think comes just from fishing places where the fish weren't. Because we fished with every damn bait we could think of and never had a bite. So I don't think it has anything to do with bait. I think it just has to do with the fish not being there. Holy hell. Georgia, where the hell did you get that epoxy? Oh, that's cool, man. I didn't know you were in Arkansas. Where in Arkansas? That don't matter damn what. Damn. Hey, Georgia, why did you spend that much on shipping for $14 worth of epoxy instead of looking around? Oh, Evan, my bad. This is my first time using my phone. Actually getting.
Hey, what's up?
I wasn't even. What's up, buddy?
What you up to?
Let me go turn this.
Turn that Bluetooth speaker off. Oh, I'm up to about 6 foot, 200 pounds.
Yeah, I like that firebox.
What are you up to?
Just working at night, doing security.
Uh-huh.
So, what kind of stand are you gonna put
I don't
on
know
that?
why I cannot hear you.
My mic's working. Is that any better?
Turn the Bluetooth off.
Hold on, let me go back out and come back in.
Is it me or you, Avid?
Huh?
Oh. Good, Georgia. You just found something with outrageous shipping.
Is that any better?
Like, I barely hear Avid coming out of my speaker, so I'm
Let me
trying
try
Bluetooth
this.
again and see what that does.
Is that better?
Yeah, I don't get why I don't hear Avid.
Neither do I. Because everything on my end's good.
Yeah, I know. I see everybody saying that they hear you just fine.
All right, where'd he go?
I'm back.
Okay,
I
is
clicked
that
the
any
wrong
better?
X.
You
Are
can't
you
do
on my
that.
Bluetooth speaker?
Oh, you can?
Why can't I do that? Well, yeah,
I
I
have
can.
no clue.
Can you hear
Can you
me?
hear me now? Yeah?
Yeah,
Hear
I hear
you
you.
loud and clear.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
All right,
I can
sounds
hear
good.
you.
Then we're in business. Now, Matt, I
So
have my volume turned all the way.
what are you going to use
Yeah,
for
I
a
kicked
bait?
myself out by clicking the wrong X.
Don't do that.
What am I going to use for a bait?
Base
Don't do what?
on your firebox. Huh?
Huh?
The base of your firebox. The
Oh,
stand.
the base of my firebox? What do you mean, what am I going to use for a base?
Yeah, you're going to weld it to the table or what?
Oh, what I'm going to do is I mean, I don't think you saw the stand. The stand is, there's the stand right there.
Oh,
I've already
okay.
made the stand. And I'm going to get my tabletop. I'm going to put some angle in where the firebox is going to go. And I don't think I'm going to weld it in. That way, if I need to, I can take it out. But I'm going to flush mount it to the tabletop. So I'm going to put some angle iron in around the sides or where it's going to be.
Right.
But I'm going to down a little bit. That way it'll sit flush.
You put it on the wheels where you can take it outside?
Yeah, I looked at Harbor Freight when I was there today. I found some wheels that I might use, but they're $14, $15 a piece. So I end up spending $60 on wheels, and that's damn near going to be half the price of what I spent on this damn thing already. I mean, granted the legs and a lot of metal.
The legs are going to cost, the wheels are going to cost you.
I bought angle for the. Yeah, well, I'm gonna go with bigger wheels. That way, if I need to roll it around on dirt.
Yeah, that's always a plus.
You know, hell, I could use just some.
You can put it on grass and lock them in place.
Yeah, I could. Right. Yeah, I could use just some 3 or 4 inch hard wheels if all I planned on doing was rolling around on concrete.
Right.
But you know, hell, you never know where I'll end up. Yeah, I'm going to make it where the wheels will be able to raise up and down. That way it can sit solid on the ground.
That's cool.
Yeah, but it's a learning experience. I've never messed with a forge, but I'm tired of spending $75 a tank on acetylene and $20 a tank on oxygen.
That gets expensive after a while.
Yeah. So
that gets a little expensive after a while.
Yeah. Plus, with the forge, I can stick, like, making these hooks. When I make these hooks, I can stick that whole piece in the fire, and I can get that whole thing hot where I need to be, where I need it hot, instead of standing there with the torch and, you know, only getting a very little bit of it, or, you know, only getting enough of it hot and then having to worry about it getting cold quick. So,
right,
you know, that's my big my big thing is. Go ahead.
How are you gonna
but
do a metal bucket or something with oil in it to heat treat it? Do a heat treatment?
Right now I haven't really had any plans of getting anything that needs to be, you know, quenched, that cold water or oil matter, you know, whether it matters what I quench it in, because right now, like I said, everything I'm doing is just artwork, so it doesn't matter whether I quench it in whatever.
Well, oil,
I'm eventually gonna. I've been watching.
I use oil.
Good what? Yeah.
I use oil.
Well, it actually depends on the. Yeah. Well, it depends on the metal you're using, actually, and that's what I've learned from watching a lot of these blacksmiths on YouTube. There are different metals that some metals require being quenched in oil for hardening, and some require water.
Right.
And there's some are air cool. So it just comes down, but I'm not really worrying about that too much until I get into actually making my own tools. You know, I plan on maybe eventually making, you know, like my own hammers, chisels, punches, stuff like that. But that kind of stuff is going to need to be hardened, and I'll have to do more research on learning how to temper and harden steel. But I mean, mild steel doesn't harden, from what I've learned. No. So I need to go with. I've got a lot of coil springs out. Right. I've got a bunch of coil spring out here that coil springs are hardenable, along with leaf springs and lawnmower blades and stuff. So
yeah, the better your steel for making knives and stuff, like your 1080s and the up, would be a better hardening steels with oil.
Yeah.
But anything like a lawnmower blade or anything, that ain't gonna harden once you get it soft.
Yeah, lawnmower blades will. That's I mean, you know, like springs and which lawnmower blades, they're good for hardening. But we'll see. I haven't even really thought much about making that or anything like that. So but eventually I'll step into different things. Right now I'm just making this to try to help myself along and save on my torch gases.
Right.
And then, you know, and I've been watching, there's a few of my favorite blacksmiths that I watch on YouTube, Black Bear Forge, Christ-Centered Ironworks,
right.
And then a Swedish blacksmith named Torbjorn Aman. He makes really good videos. He's awesome. He's a good family man, and he incorporates that kind of stuff in his videos, which is really awesome. But I've learned a lot from watching them, and they give a lot of really good information. It's not just, you know, the whole I'm making this and you're going to watch me do it kind of thing. And they put information in and show what they're doing. Black Bear Forge, he talks you through everything, every step of the way as he's doing it, and, you know, tells you why, and it's really cool. So I've learned a lot. Like I said in my stream earlier, I'm planning on getting in with this. I'm going to try to check out this Salt Fork Craftsman. It's a blacksmith club here in Oklahoma. I'm going to try to get in with them, and then, yeah, actually, and I've been talking about it for years, and I've just never done it. I tried to contact them once a few years ago and couldn't figure out who the hell to get a hold of, so I never did. And my ex was always, you know, pushing me because it was something I wanted to do, and she was pushing, and I tried once, and it didn't happen, and I kind of gave up on it. I'm really, right now, where I'm at, I'm really going to get into it here pretty soon, because I really want to learn the art of blacksmithing, and I think that'll help tremendously in the kind of stuff that I want to do.
I've learned mine basically from books and everything I've seen off the internet.
Yeah. My problem is, I mean, I can read just fine, but throughout all my life, I've always kind of had reading comprehension issues, and I'm more of a visual, hands-on learner than a reading learner.
You're like me.
Now, maybe with blacksmithing, with the metal work, maybe read, because it's like, if it's something I'm really interested in and I have a little bit of a knowledge in, I retain that information a little bit better. So maybe if I start reading some of these, I know that there's a lot of, like, you know, the Blacksmith Bible or whatever, there's all kinds of books out there. So I might check into them, start reading, see what I can learn. But
if you can't, then get them on video so you can listen to them while you're working.
Right. Yeah.
If you're driving or if you're fishing, you can listen to them while you're out there.
I guess you've been in what kind of stuff?
I've been forging knives and machetes.
Knives?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, you have to bring some of them up on camera.
I've thought about it.
I was wondering what kind
huh?
I said I was wondering what kind of stuff you were into, what you were doing, because you've talked about it a number of times.
But see, I take hardened steel that's cut up in chunks, and I tack weld them into a stack, and I what you call heat welding or fire welding. Huh?
Forge welding.
Yeah, I forge steel into a long blade. Then I have to work it all the way out into the type of blade I want.
Yeah.
That takes forever.
Oh, yeah, I bet. I mean, hell,
then you have to use borax and all that stuff with it, too.
Right. Yeah, you want to flux your welds, keep the oxygen out. I mean, hell, just making a tip on these hooks. You know, I drew it out just over 2 inches from the original length, 2.25, something like that. That wore my damn arm out, so I can't imagine doing something that's, you know, 2 inches wide and, you know, 3 inches thick or 2 inches thick, and then having to draw it out by hand.
Yeah, well, when you're doing a forge weld on metal that's stacked on with 6 inches by 6 inches, you gotta, when you start getting the forge weld, you gotta start watching out for those cracks to appear.
Right.
You don't want cracks in the forge weld.
Yeah.
In any kind of blade, you just gotta have to scrap it and do it.
Right. Yeah, I really want to get into. I want to. Oh, I bet. Well, I definitely I want to try my hand at making Damascus steel, the stacked, multi-layered, you know, different steel, the pattern steel and stuff.
Yeah.
Even if I'm not even if I'm not making blades or anything, I really think that it's cool once you get it drawn out and forged and flattened out, and you do like the acid etch like they do to get that pattern to show up.
Right.
I think that would be really neat in some of the work that I'm making, and have that various pattern. I think it would look really neat.
Takes a lot of different grits of sanding belts and grinders and all that.
Oh yeah.
A lot of money in that.
Yeah. I think eventually I'm going to try my hand at. I'm going to research and find the plans I like to make a power hammer, a homemade power hammer. Do that, and then eventually there's a kid. I can't remember his name, but I watched his video. No, I can't remember his name, but he's made an amazing belt grinder that he has all the attachments he's made. He sells his plans for them and everything. His plans are only like $20, which he talks about a cost. He said, cost-wise, you should plan for about $1,000 to make one based on his plans, which really is not unreasonable going on the prices of what I've seen. But it would be a lot of work. I would have to. It's either cut things out, or he's also got his plans to where you can take them and go have the pieces laser cut.
Right.
If that's what you want to, for precision and everything. But eventually, I would love to have me a full.
Huh?
Say that again.
You like to have your what? I said you like to have a what?
I'd like to have a full-on shop set up where I can do anything and everything. I don't have to. I've got everything I need. That's the kind of setup I'd love to have, but it's going to take a lot of money.
I need to get me another anvil and some 3 more heavier hammers. I don't have a hammer for it. The concrete pad alone, just to cut the hammer for it done, is going to have to take almost a foot of concrete deep.
Yeah.
Reinforced concrete.
Well, all right, Matt. Have a good one. Enjoy those fish you caught today.
Have a good one, Matt.
Hell, my anvil is a piece of solid steel that's about 2 inches thick and about 3 foot long. It was a drawbar off of a big piece of heavy equipment. Drawbar is just a big piece of iron welded on, and that's what you use for pulling trailer, other equipment, sandblast trailer, whatever. Right. Being able to hook up a trailer, or put a big ass shackle so you can pull something. But my dad had brought that home from work, and I didn't have an anvil, but I wanted to do this, and he was like, well, use this. And I had some pipe that I brought in from a job that I worked in Kansas, and all this scrap pipe, they were like, yeah, you can have it. So I said, okay. So I took what I thought I might want or need in the future. So I got a piece of, I think it's a piece of 4-inch that I welded to just a brake rotor that is big enough to hold it, keep it stable, steady. But what I did was, when we welded that on, we welded it all up, and it was real loud. So I turned it upside down, and I filled through the brake rotor. I filled that whole pipe full of sand, and I beat it and packed that sand in there as tight as I could, and just kept filling it until it filled as tight as it could get. And I just capped it off, and that deadened it quite a bit.
Oh yeah.
I don't know I don't know if you happened to see any of my stream earlier when I was first forging the tip on that hook, but it made a big difference in it.
I missed that part.
That's all right. I mean, all right, that's just me in here working, making them. But yeah, it deadened it. And when I get the money, I've been looking around for an anvil. Like everything, I always want to go big, the biggest and the best. I'm looking for something that's old, but something that's in really good shape, but those are hard to find.
Yeah, those things are actually heavy. Those old school.
Well, oh yeah, it depends on what, I mean, depends on what you're looking for and what weight, but yeah, they get up 400 or 500 pounds. And Black Bear Forge, he got a new one, and there's a few companies that still make brand new forges, or I mean anvils. And he got this, I think it's Fontanini. He got the 400 and some odd pound anvil, and it has a side, like a little bump off, kind of like a bridge plate off the side of it, and then got a not disturbing, upsetting, I think is what they call, like if you put, say you got a solid piece of stock and you want to spread it out, you beat that in and it'll flare, and they call that, I think that's what they call upsetting.
It's a flaring tool.
But there's another. Do what?
It's a flaring the flaring tool. It flares out.
Well, it's just a block.
Right.
Yeah. Well, it's just a block that's off on the side of the anvil. It's part of it, but that's what they call upsetting. And you beat it straight down, and it goes ahead and flares it out. But I think I looked at the website, and that one anvil is, he got the 400 and some odd pound one, 460, I think. And that thing's, I think, in the $3,000 or $2,500 to $3,000 range, something like that.
Ain't bad.
And well, not compared to, hell, I look on eBay. Just search anvil on eBay. I went to highest price they're asking. There was one for $21,000, and there were a lot in the $17,000 range.
Did you imagine the shipping cost on there?
Oh God. Well, I mean, and the thing is, a bunch of them were from Indonesia. So yeah, you're going to spend a lot of money shipping it from Indonesia to United States. But yeah, eventually I'll get set up, and I'll get some formal training on this stuff. But until then, I'm learning from videos on YouTube from well-known blacksmiths, and I'm going to start trying my hand at a bunch of different things.
Should go on Amazon.
For what?
Anvils.
Oh,
they got all
yeah.
kinds of stuff in there.
I've watched a bunch of.
They got a bunch of stuff in here for anvils.
Yeah.
Aprons and all that stuff, the wire wheels, happy belt grinders, anvils.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Wow.
That reminds me. Oh, I ordered some flat discs from Amazon, and they came in today. I don't have my knife on me. I have not opened them yet. Let's do an unboxing, an Amazon unboxing, while we're here. Oh, excuse me. I got tired of, I got to drive 20 minutes to go to Harbor Freight, and they don't always have their price, their flap discs on sale. They always have coupons, where you can get them for like $2.99 a piece, but that's expensive. So I bought these off of Amazon. I bought a 20-pack for like $18.90 something, and there's supposed to be 5 of 4 different grits. 5 40 grit, 5 80 grit, 5 shit. What is it? I think it's 40, 60, 80, and 120. Let's see, I'll open them up here and I'll look at the quality here. Lot Fancy, that's the brand. Lot Fancy. I'm going to say they're actually, they're
good 3/8 inches thick.
They're not bad.
No, they're good.
What's that?
They're thick.
Yeah, they're going. I'll pull up one of my older used ones that's still good. Now this is one of the, this is name brand, high-end name brand from Welding Supply.
Right.
You can see
that's still
the thickness of that. That's a used one, as opposed to this brand new one. Damn it.
Right.
New one. It's thin compared to the Say It brand by far. And this one is still going to last a little while. But 20 of them for $20 after tax and free shipping, I think I'll get my money's worth. And if they, I read reviews and they said the grit wears off pretty quick and gets down to just the paper. Well, we'll see. I'll use them, and as long as I get my money's worth out of it.
Behind them.
Yeah.
Depends on the pressure you put behind them too.
Well, then I got a 7-inch. I got a 7-inch flap disc here. Now that sucker will last a good while.
Oh yeah.
It's a 40 grit. I put that on my 9-inch grinder and freaking clean some stuff up. But yeah, I think at roughly a dollar a piece for these things, I think I'll get my money's worth out of them. They'll work. I'll tell you, I bought. Yeah.
I had to get sandpaper all the way from the coarsest to almost like 2,000 grit, real fine sandpaper for finishing sanding.
Yeah.
And that's just for polishing, polishing and sharpening blades.
Yeah. Oh, Alicia fell asleep before Abbott did? Wow, there's a first. Oh, when I won those Amazon,
don't go bad.
When I won those gift cards off of Amazon from Becca during that stream that night, I used them a bunch of finishing stuff, but I bought these, and it's a course. I don't know what the hell they are, but they didn't list they didn't list the grit or anything, and I was kind of timid about buying them. But man, I bought them and I tested them out on some stuff. But these things, they're not aggressive. As hard as they actually are, they're not aggressive. And I was able to I was able to clean up a lot of, you know, divots and scratches and stuff out of some stuff and really smooth things out. And I was really surprised, and I was happy with them. So I might end up buying more when I go through those. But they're really good to have.
That's what those are really good for.
Mm-hmm.
And they're good for cleaning things up, taking divots out, smoothing things out. Almost like a polishing, it's almost like a polishing pad.
Yeah. Well, I bought some 4.5 inch felt discs that I can use on my angle grinder for polishing, and I'm going to try them out whenever I get to finishing up the piece for Fishing Magician. I'm going to try them and see how they work, because I'm going to have to go in and do a final polishing, but we'll see how they work.
Well, if you ever want to get that piece cleaned up, use those green discs. That green disc can clean up that metal real quick and make it smooth.
Right. Well, I've got, like I said, the stuff I have for Fishing Magician, it's the stuff that's polished. I've got a 0.5 horsepower, 6-inch bench buffer, bench polisher that I've actually gone in and actually polished, not just smoothed up or cleaned up, but it's polished, like shiny polish. Right. So I'm going to have to go in and, when I get it all welded up, I'll have to do a final polish and clean it up before I clear coat it. But yeah, it's everything's a learning experience here. I haven't gone through all those formal training classes.
I have never been trained in forging. I'm still learning as I go.
Right. Well, that's me. And I think a big part of what I've always wanted to get back into doing my metal art, but between watching Forged in Fire and then getting into here on the YouTube and all the people's channels and everything, and this fishing, it sparked a lot of interest and a lot of ideas in my head that, like, hey, I could start doing this stuff and it'll help me out.
The metal I have a hard time trying to melt is those railroad spikes.
Yeah. Welcome back, Mike Turner.
Hey, Mike.
A lot of stuff I've seen, they like some of the blacksmiths I've watched, they say that railroad spikes, however, they're not bad, but there's different grades, different qualities of them, and you actually don't always know what kind of steel you're really getting out of them. So,
right.
So it's they say it's kind of hit or miss.
It is.
I have never messed with
it. On me.
You had one what?
I had one railroad spike blow up on me in a forge.
Oh, shit. That's not good. How the hell did that happen?
When I looked at the pieces and put them back together, inside the one of the road spikes is like a 4-inch long hollow tube of an air pocket that had gas in it.
Oh, hell.
Where it was forged.
That's nuts.
And he kept that fuel in it inside there, and it got hot and it exploded.
Yeah. Huh.
Because I had that railroad spike red hot. Really red hot.
Right. Yeah.
Like you always have to get really red hot to work with it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've learned from watching I've learned that when I first started bending and doing stuff, sure, I was getting it hot enough to bend, but I really was not getting it to a forge temperature to a temperature that was really workable. And so now I'm actually figuring out that, well, the more yellow you get it, the hotter it is and the easier it is to work with it and the longer it's going to stay hot to work with. So I've definitely learned a whole lot from from the people that I've watched.
I get it almost like to a yellowish white.
Mm-hmm.
I get it really bright to where you can hammer it a while and you can get it almost down to where you want.
Right. Yeah. Oh.
I don't like getting it that hot, but with railroad spikes, you have to almost get it that hot to where you can get it to work down.
Yeah. Well, if anybody in here did not see the final product earlier, this is the hook I made earlier tonight.
That's a nice hook. I've seen that one.
Big enough to take the face.
Seasoned shad with it. Hook it under his boat and tie the other end up to the bank and let him try to swim off.
Big enough to hang in the air.
Ow.
See if I can get one another here. How about that?
Then someone asked me what you could catch with them earlier in chat when you was making them. I said, great white shad, Moby Dick.
All right, see, I got a heart. I got a hook heart. Okay, there.
Don't piss off the girlfriend that's around you.
Yeah. But yeah, this is that's the hook I made tonight, and then I got Sharina ended up winning that one. Miss Alicia Barnett won the other surprise giveaway hook tonight, and then there's Mike Merlo and Sharina's hooks that are ready to go to them. I've got to make a base for Sharina's, kind of making a trophy. But yeah, I got the 2 hooks completed. That's kind of cool looking.
Nice.
I think I'm going to make a kind of like a crisscross, almost kind of like that British guy, Rich and Leo, or there's somebody who has like a crisscross hook for their logo. But before I ever saw that, I was planning on making like a crisscross hook thing and making them like that and seeing about selling something like that. But there we go.
Yeah,
I got
kid that used to have he has a YouTube channel. He used to be in overseas forging, then they moved to Montana, and he's forging up there now, and still doing YouTube videos.
Oh, yeah. Oh, cool. Yeah, Mike, I think it is Rich and Leo that's got the crisscross hooks on their logo. I just was not sure.
Robert,
I hadn't looked here recently.
If I was around Shad, I'd sneak it, hook on his boat somewhere, and tie a big old freaking cable to it, and hook it up to a tree on the other end, on the bank, and watch him try to take off. He'd come to a dead stop real quick.
See, that's the kind of hook you can use for. That's kind of hook you can use for fishing, or you can hook it up to the winch on your ATV or your truck or whatever. If you got to pull yourself out, you just hook it in the ground, find a root or something, you hook it on, pull yourself out.
Yeah, but that's a good way to anchor a boat that's in the river too.
Well, I got an idea for an anchor that I'm going to try to make too. Like I said, I got all kinds of different ideas for fishing. I got an idea for an LLC, for a name for an LLC. That way I can get an actual business name, tax ID, all that stuff. And I have a whole, that'll be a parent company, because there's another idea that I've come up with that I think a lot of people around the world would get a kick out of, and I think it'd be awesome. I just need to be able to draw it up or put some stuff together and make it, send it off. But I think it would do what?
I have a couple hooks like that I hang wild game on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, after I get them cut and cleaned and skinned,
Right.
I put them in a big tall smokehouse and leave them hanging there for a couple of days
Yeah.
with a cold smoke going over them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can make a couple of them for hanging deer up in the tree.
Yeah, the ones you've made is perfect for it.
Yeah, they are. Put them up
Those
between
are
them
perfect for it.
tendons. Hang them
Right
good.
there in both sides of the spine, right there in the hind quarter. It just hanging.
Yep. Hey, Robert, don't feel too bad. There might be another chance to you winning one of these hooks. I said they'll be for sale.
Robert, just remember, make sure the girls that when they come in chat, they don't have a lucky horseshoe. Revoke their horseshoes.
I'll be taking orders for anybody. I think it's funny. I had people in the chat in the stream saying, I was talking about that. I'll put my email for my PayPal link, and had people saying, yeah, I'll PayPal you money or whatever. I'll help you out. And I've logged in my PayPal and haven't had a penny put in, which I don't really care. It's just, if you don't really plan on doing it, don't say it.
That's what
I don't depend on it. It's nice, if people want to help.
It's when people say
this stuff that I do is not, right.
What gets me?
I mean,
people said you're going to do it, they don't.
Yeah. I mean, the stuff that I'm doing isn't cheap. Materials, gases for the torch, consumables such as grinding discs, cut-off wheels, sandpaper, paint, everything. It adds up, and it's all coming out of my pocket. I'm not complaining. I'm not asking for handouts. I'm not asking for anybody to give me money. So,
no.
I don't really. It's nice if people throw out $100 during a live stream for somebody who's just sitting on a bank fishing. Where they throw out $100 or more to somebody who's just sitting there fishing.
I know
doing the same damn thing we all do. So, it baffles me. Like I said, I'm not asking for handouts, but you know what? If people want to throw money away like that, I'm doing something trying to help, and I'm making a lot of items for people out of the goodness of my heart. And, you want to throw some money out there, hell, I'll give you my PayPal account.
Oh, I know that. I know how that goes, but I quit trying to do that PayPal thing because people said they wanted to help me with tackle boxes that I send out to new beginners, and they quit doing that.
Yeah.
And I have 7 tackle boxes I have full of tackle I need to send out, and the shipping's costing me almost like $40 a box.
Yeah, I remember you did your. I remember you did your first one. Lori ended up getting that, but I didn't remember you ever doing any more after that.
I did one other one, but instead of sending a tackle box, I sent a home Wi-Fi system to Katie because she needed it.
Yeah. Right.
She was my co-host, and I didn't want her to be sitting home getting frustrated. So all that money that I raised for her tackle box went to her Wi-Fi system.
Did it end up helping her?
Yeah. You got her back online. Now she's having issues with her phone.
Oh, I got
So
you.
I can't help her with the phone. So
Right.
I'd
Yeah, you
like
can
to,
only do
but
so. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we can only do
I'd
so
like
much to
to.
help people out.
Right.
Try and try. You know, if what you're doing isn't actually helping, I mean, you tried. That's all you can do. I do not. But yeah, I don't know. I said, I had,
Who's the
like I've
28-hour
said,
drive?
I've got, I don't know what a 28-hour drive is.
That's what they're talking
There
about
ain't
in
any.
chat. Lisa said it. Whoa, it's a 28-hour drive?
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, like I said, um, I got a few more pieces for people. I'm going to finish TFMs. I told Rob, 2 old vets, that I have something in mind for him that I want to make for him. And there's 1 or 2 others that I'm going to make. And then after that, if anybody wants anything, it's going to be commission work. You know, this is just me trying to get.
I don't ask for anything from anybody, but I don't ask for anything from anybody.
Right. Well, nobody's asked me for anything. I've come up with these ideas for the stuff that I'm making for people, and that's me doing it. That's me doing it because I want to, because I'm getting back into this and I enjoy it. And it's just me doing it because it's an idea in my head that I wanted to do, and I love doing it. You know, if hopefully between, you know, getting people doing their unboxings of what I make for them, and then eventually I'm going to get things figured out how to damn edit video and put my own content up. Hopefully that'll help get my name out there and people seeing what I can do. So, you know,
I like what
just
you've
trying
done.
to.
I seen hooks and hammocks, signs and everything you made for him.
Yeah,
that's cool.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I spent a lot of time and effort making that. That took a lot of. That was a learning experience. Making that hammock, making the hammock wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be. It just took a bunch of work because trying to keep expanded metal hot to be able to shape it.
Yeah, that's a bitch.
It's a pain in the ass.
Because that's where you need a fire
thin
for that.
Yeah, that's where I needed a forge to where I could heat more than just a small spot at a time, and I could really get some shaping done. But no, it took me. I had to worry about overheating and burning and breaking the steel when I heated it with the torch.
Yeah, the welds in there.
It worked. Yeah, it worked out. It was a fun piece to make. I enjoyed making it. I just that and TFM's piece. You know, it's just tedious, and there's a lot of different things. I put Mark's piece on the shelf for shit. That thing's been sitting for over a month. I know that I haven't touched it, but
what do you
Katie,
do? A logo for him or something?
I'm doing a nice piece for him. That's all I'll say right now. You know, I gave a teaser about it earlier, but yeah, I'm making his piece, and Katie better not tell you what she did for me, but Katie drew something for me. She helped me out because I could not get Epic Catfish to read or respond to the emails that I sent him asking for his help. So I found out that through another stream that Katie could draw, and I contacted her, and she helped me out. And she's going to get as much credit as possible. Yeah. Katie's going to get as much credit as possible whenever I get this thing finished, because she really gave me a nice drawing that when I printed it out and I cleaned up the lines, I touched it up, darkened it back up, it's going to be awesome. So it's going to be great. And she will definitely, she'll have her name as a part of it.
Okay.
So that means a lot to help me out.
Yeah, Alicia,
So,
I'm in Illinois. I'm about 4 or 5 hours from you.
Robert Sayers, thank you, man. I really appreciate that. That was it was a joy to make that piece. I really enjoyed it. It was tedious, but
amazing.
it was nice. I like it. The
That
biggest
was
bitch of it was, thank you. I'll tell you, the biggest bitch of it was I had to paint the base several times, because the very first time I painted that base, I got a beautiful coat of paint on it. And I thought, okay, well, it's set up. I'm going to paint. I painted the base, and then I was going to clear coat all the top part of it. Well, so I thought, because of that, I wanted to paint it, and then I was going to tape it off with the blue painter's tape, and then I was going to clear coat the rest. Well, that's what I did. Problem being, whenever I clear coated, I oversprayed on some of it, and it ran down the hooks down to the base, and it didn't set up, but that's not the worst of it. The worst of it was when I peeled the tape up, it completely ruined that paint.
Oh, that sucks.
And yeah, like you could see, like it had a nasty ass texture in the paint, and you could see all the seams from where the tape was and everything. And I was so pissed. So I wet sanded that down as smooth as I could to get it all back. And then I taped off the hooks and the hammock. Do what?
That took a long time to do.
Yeah. So then I taped off the hooks and the hammock, and then I painted, after I wet sanded that, I painted a whole nother coat on there. Well, then my dumbass went to go peel the tape off before that paint was set, and the tape ended up touching the paint, which screwed up a spot. And I'm such a perfectionist that I had to go back in and wet sand it again and paint it again to fix all that. So in the end, I finally ended up getting it really nice. I wet sanded it. I wet sanded it with, started out with, I think, 800 grit or 1,000, and then went up to 1,500, then 2,000, and then I used polishing compound and polished the paint. So yeah, and there's a lot of things that I've done on this stuff is my own screw-ups or my lack of knowledge and abilities that have just cost a lot of time. It has nothing to do with anybody else or anything, but you know, it's been costly on my end by my own screw-ups.
Oh, I understand that. At least you come up next month and we'll go fishing together.
Yeah.
Alicia, big flathead.
Go hang out with Avid, catch some flatheads. I'll go to Vegas.
Got the meet and greet in 2 weeks. Just a little over 2 weeks.
Damn, look at that. Alicia's going to go fishing with Mike Turner and Avid. I should have stained. How you going to stain metal?
Check what monitor? I've been checking the monitors. I've got 5 monitors. I look at one, I see 5.
Does it include a raccoon? Hey, when I was fishing Saturday, I think it was, on my third lake, I was sitting there, and there's a freaking skunk. A damn skunk was running up on me. It was a young skunk, but the little bastard, I had to go. Ah, he was just running around in the parking lot, scrounging up food and shit. And like I tried to scare it off, and it just kept walking towards me. It was like it was taunting me. So then when I started grinding my feet in the gravel,
he thought you were gonna feed him.
Yeah, well, I started grinding my feet in the gravel, and then he finally ran off. But then, I don't know, 30 minutes, an hour later, the little shit was back again. And he ended up getting 20 feet from me. I was like, okay, you better get the hell out of here. I don't want to get sprayed. And he finally left me alone.
I always end up shooting them little pains in the butt.
Yeah.
22 between the eyes, and that's it. But then again, I don't.
I was in a place I couldn't quite get away with shooting a skunk or shooting a gun, let alone shooting a skunk.
Skunks, they become coyote bait.
Yeah. Mm. Yeah. All right, I'm catching up on old comments that I really didn't read while I was bullshitting. Yeah. Mike Turner, yeah, that's pretty shitty of people saying that you were begging, asking for money.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Yeah. Damn it. What the hell? I hit the wrong button. I hit the scroll up button. Let's see, I was going back to this.
People ask you to get PayPal, they'll help you take care of your YouTube bills and whatever else that you buy for YouTube to do your videos with. And I get in private messenger and talk bad about you behind your back.
Yeah. Hey, Mike Turner, I'm reading your comment about your 100-pound braid that you'll put on your pin reel. So the problem is, do you have a rod capable of casting out this hook with big enough bait on it?
I got the rod.
Well, you've got
I got an 18-foot surf rod.
Yeah, you got that 15-footer, but yeah, I'd like to see you cast 3 pounds of bait on that hook or on that rod.
Yeah, but I got an 18-foot surf rod too.
18-foot? What is it? Heavy?
It's a heavy action.
God, I couldn't even imagine. Bass Pro. Last time I was in Bass Pro, they've got an 18-foot crappie rod in there, and that son of a bitch is freaking long.
But see, how about this at Myrtle Beach? How about this at Myrtle Beach? About Myrtle Beach, North Carolina.
Yeah.
South Carolina. How about that about 10, 11 years ago? And that rod costed me a fortune.
Yeah. Mike, did you get the Muddy River rod on reference from Combat Carl? He'd tell you to get them. Yeah. Yeah. Man, yeah, that 18-foot rod.
I could tie 80, 90-pound braid to that hook and put on a 8,000 pin reel and swing that way.
Oh, you'd launch a sucker out there.
Oh, yeah.
It would definitely. Yeah.
Let's see. The boat that I hit him with.
Yeah. Let's see here. I use my I use my cheapo luggage scales that I keep with me that I bought. I bought these on clearance at Walmart. It's the little luggage scale. I gave $4 something for them. And I compared them to my luggage, or to my, I compared them to my shipping scales, and they're actually pretty close to being on. They're like maybe a half pound off. But let's see what it says the weight of these hooks is. Yeah. I have to find a way to get it to actually hook. There we go. Oh, stuff. Yeah.
Come here, Carl, to talk about anyone who doesn't conform to his way of fishing.
I'll tell you what, he's just a freaking douche. That's all he is.
Well, if you're not going to pay to be on his channel, he's not going to let you talk in chat.
Well, good. I don't want to talk to his fucking ass anyway. Or anybody that goes into his streams. I mean, I've seen some people. I went in.
Doing that.
Oh yeah.
And he's buddy with Norman and all that, but once you tried to, once you got into that money crazed thing that YouTube started throwing out, joining members.
Yeah.
If you weren't a member, he's gonna time you on and block you.
Yeah. Oh, he didn't like me coming in there and wanting to talk about things that weren't catfishing and that didn't kiss his ass. So I don't give a damn. He ain't worth my time. Anybody with a boat could go fish the same spots he fishes and catch the same goddamn fish.
You know, Alicia, I got scales to go up to 110 pounds.
My shipping scales are 110 pounds. I'm thinking about taking my shipping scales with me when I go fishing.
That's why I don't go in there.
Rather than hang my fish from a hook or a basket or anything, I'll just lay them on my shipping scales. Oh, he opened chat back up.
Yeah,
well,
telling his mods and his people not to say hi to certain people.
Yeah, Alicia, this digital luggage scale that I got here, they're 88 pounds. So that'll be good for all the 4-pound fish that I catch at most.
I got scales to go up to 110 to 120 pounds.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking to break a triple digit.
Yeah, I hear that, Robert. Hell yeah, Will. I'll take any scale that'll give me a decent reading. I'll give me some chunky scales. They'll give me extra 10 pounds per fish.
You know what?
I said if I went on the chunky scale, I'll get an extra 10 pounds per fish.
Yeah.
I was just joking about chunky. I don't know if you were there for that.
Guy, though.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there was a stream a while back where he was guessing a fish to be 20 pounds or whatever and 25 pounds or something, and it ended up being considerably lighter. And I think that's why everybody jokes about the chunky scale. Now, Chunky's a great guy. He's fun.
That's why everybody chipped in to buy him a chunky scale.
Yeah.
me and Steve, we tossed in quite a bit of money that night for a scale for him.
Oh yeah.
Me, Steve, and a few others.
Right.
He said he didn't have one.
Mm-hmm. Well, like I said, I was going around Walmart and I was looking for a certain item. I'm still trying to finish up my bank build that I've been working on for months. I still got to clean up welds on my bottle holders and my rod holders, and then I've got to paint it. Otherwise, I'm done with it. I've got to mount the top to it, and well, I've got to mount it. Then I've got to seal the wood, and then I've got to paint the wood. There's still a lot of work to do, but it's going to get done in a nice fashion. But it's going to be a pretty awesome build. I think everybody might like it. I was going around all the different Walmarts around the city because the website kept saying this store has this many in stock. So I go there. Didn't have them. The item that I was looking for. Yeah, the item I was looking for, and I went to 5, 6, 7 Walmarts around the city, and I'd look in the clearance section because that's where it was supposed to be, and went to one, and they had all kinds of these different scales. I was like, cool. They had the different knife sets and all kinds of other stuff, marked real cheap. Like, cool. I'll end up getting some of this stuff, and that's where I think I done put it up, but I got like their Ozark Trail.
Right.
You know, the Leatherman, the multi-tool. I got one of those for $3. I keep that in my tackle bag. You know, you can't go wrong for $3, something like that. And that's always a good item to have. What'd I do with it? Oh. What did I do with it? I had it out when I opened my beer.
I'm in mine almost every channel except for Patriot James.
Either way, Patriot James, what?
That's the only channel I am not a mod in.
Oh yeah. Well, don't worry, I'll unmod you.
I ain't worried about it.
Since I'm not a mod in yours.
Yeah,
I'm not a mod
are.
in yours. God. No, I'm not. I wasn't the other night. Or maybe I don't think I was.
Yeah, you were.
Well, maybe I am. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I remember you and Mike Turner having a pissing battle that night in my stream. We were booting each other, timing each other out, and becoming mods.
We were having fun that night.
Oh, I know. That was a fun night. I was having fun with it too, letting you guys time each other out.
Where's Lynn?
I don't know. I don't even know if he came into my stream tonight. I was so busy working. I
haven't seen him.
I haven't seen him a whole lot either. I haven't seen Becca. I haven't seen several people in a while.
I haven't seen Becca in the longest time. Yeah, it's supposed to rain here this weekend. So
it's supposed to rain there, yeah.
And we'll start getting stuff ready for the meet and greet too.
Yeah, man, I wish I could make it up there. And I could make arrangements with Dom's mom to where I could make it, but financially I couldn't really, push the money. And I've got a pop tent trailer. It's an old one. I mean, for that time of year, hell, we take it out hunting out in the cold. So it would work just fine for something like that. But like I said, at the same time, spending the gas and everything, just going up there, I'd spend more money than I really should.
Well, there's always next year, so.
Yeah. yeah, there's next year and all kinds of other things in between. I'm sure there'll be chances for everybody to meet up at different times.
Yeah. But I like Ren Lake because they have big channels and big flatheads. That's a good flathead hatchery.
Is it?
Oh yeah.
I'd like to be able to catch.
81 pounder.
Yeah, I've only ever caught one flathead, and it was only about 4 pounds, something like that. It was nice, and the crazy thing is, you know, because we usually catch blues, and we've caught a couple channels out there at the lake that we go to. But the crazy thing is, like, I caught that flathead, and then about 10 or 15 minutes later, my buddy that was fishing there with us caught a flathead too.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't normally happen. Like, he caught a 28-pound flathead back in September when I first met him, and I helped him bring it in. But, you know, other than that, we've just caught blues. And then all of a sudden one night we both catch damn flatheads fishing on the same dock. I'm like, I'll be damned. So I got that meat in the freezer. Hopefully get it out, fry it up before long.
What is that, Mike? Mike is saying that Lyndon Becker won't be in here when he's in here.
No, I don't know. I don't know, and that's none of my business. I don't want to be in the middle of anybody's drama, so I'll stay out of it. I remember that stream. He was not nice to her at all that night.
No.
Yeah. Oh. No, yeah, I really don't remember what it was like catching that flathead either. I really don't. So, Avid, do you fish much lake? Or are you more?
I do lakes.
You stick? Do you? Okay,
I do lakes. I do Carlisle. I do Frank Holton. I do Horseshoe.
Mm. Okay, so I'm curious, and I asked it earlier, and I got like one response, and they told me they said if water's moving, but there's a lake. It's a reservoir, I think it is, that I started going to over on the west side of Oklahoma City, and I want to start trying to fish it a lot because basically about 100% of the shoreline damn near is fishable around the whole lake. What's the name of it? It's Overholser. But it's got Overholser.
Yeah, I fished that about 15 years ago.
Okay, well, you know it's North Canadian River that runs right beside it, and then the south end they've got that lock.
Right.
And what I was wondering is, and kind of the way I always heard, and people always talk, is fishing by the dams and locks is always a really good place to go fish, for catfish especially. So that's kind of my question is, do you think it would be beneficial for me to try going over there and start trying right over by the dock, the lock?
Depends on the water temperature and the time of day. The year, I mean.
Right.
Like this time of year, you got your catfish coming up out of the deep for your shallows, into your shallows. Like your channels are coming up into your shallows, starting to pre-spawn. Your flatheads are coming up out there to eat on baits along with your blues.
Yeah.
So they come up into the shallows.
Yeah. Yeah, the problem with the shallows
now,
around here.
Getting in the mouths of your channels and your canals and your coves and start fishing for them would be a good spot.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I plan on, because this, like I said, Overholser, there's like even, I mean, a big majority of the shoreline has little pull-off roads and places where you can pull off and just bank fish. So I plan on around and checking that out.
Yeah, and if I remember correctly, you can overnight fish there.
Yeah, I can. All the Oklahoma City lakes, you can overnight fish as long as. Which the thing is, you have to have an Oklahoma City fishing permit to fish these lakes. Right. But as long as you can stay overnight all you want. So otherwise they say you got to leave by 11 o'clock. Now whether they do anything.
I caught a 53-pound black drum out of that lake.
Yeah, I didn't know we had black drum here.
You do.
Is that like the black drum that I've seen in the videos down there? They're black and silver striped?
It's a drum.
Really? Huh.
You'd notice it when you hook into it, because that motherfucker was huge.
Well, apparently black drum, the people down in Florida and wherever else they got them, apparently they love to eat the black drum. I guess they say it's a good fish to eat.
He's a good 50, 55 pounder at the time I caught him.
Damn.
And I let him go back in the water because he put up a good fight.
Right. Well, I bet he did. Bet any fish that big is going to put up a fight, especially a good fight.
And I just kept it at the time.
I'd love to be able to pull in a
cup bluegill. I caught him a cup bluegill.
Oh, nice. Hell, I'd love to be able to pull in a 55-pound log. I don't care if that's 55 pounds of something I didn't catch before.
Yeah, well, that's what I thought I had at first was a log until it turned and did its shake. I'm like, okay, that ain't what I thought that was.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Oh. Yeah. Well, I got 7 wonderful people, and most of them are talking. You know what?
I don't use Fish Brain.
I downloaded it years ago. I actually never used it though. Yeah, I'm going to start. I mean, it's a half-hour drive out to Overholser, but I'm definitely going to start trying it more because I know a lot of people have caught good fish out of there. So I'm going to be trying it, and then once we get our boats, I got to go buy some square tubing and make new seat brackets for our little bass raider because the seats we have. What's that?
That lake is a good catfish hatchery.
Yeah.
I caught a 22-pound channel cat out of that one year.
Oh yeah, I'd be happy with that.
That channel cat did not go back to the water either.
I believe it. Once we get these boats ready to go, we got everything. We got motors. Hell, we got a 9.9 Johnson sitting right there for a 14-foot aluminum boat. So
damn.
It runs. Dad gave I think $750 for it, or $7. Gave $7 for it. It's good motor. We got a 14-foot V-hole, aluminum V-hole, an old blue Star, I think, 1950 something. But it'll be good to get out. And then we got that little bass raider. So once we get them going, get them out on the water, I'd look forward to being able to find the fish, getting where they are.
Yeah, I
like damn sure haven't been finding them all.
I do Google Earth with lakes and rivers.
Yeah. I actually watched a video yesterday where a guy, I can't remember the channel, but it was a tip on how to find structure in lakes, and it wouldn't pertain to like the middle of the lake, but
no,
he said, if you get online, and it's got to be done on a laptop. It can't be done on a phone or a tablet. But you go in and you download the extension, the add-on, Google Earth Pro, and that will allow you to go over to these lakes, and you can pick the dates that all these satellite pictures were taken, and you click back, and you can find if you find when that lake was, like in his video, he found a lake that was down like 8 or 10 feet below, the water level was down 8 or 10 feet. And he found that was several years back, but that picture, he was able to find sunken road beds and pond dikes and all kinds of other stuff around that lake. And with that, you can set you can set your waypoints, and you could set lines and everything. And he said which he went through the whole process of how you do it, but for different fish finders, you can do this, and all you got to do is you save it to your SD card or whatever, and the Lowrance and another brand, I think. All you got to do is put your SD card in there, and it automatically loads in there to that lake, and you're good to go. It sets your waypoints. Like, man, that's cool.
Yeah.
But
do you have many creeks and canals? How many creeks and canals feed Overholster?
I don't know about creeks. I know, the North Canadian River, I think, feeds it. Like there's the whole, like Hefner Lake Hefner and Overholster, they're connected through waterways. But I don't know. There's like a whole, I'd have to look again and read and see. There's like the Stinchcombe Wildlife Refuge that has water over there. That's the only way you can get to it is through Overholster. But I don't really know. I haven't really checked into all the streams and creeks and everything that have gone, that connect all that. But I just want to find the fish and I enjoy my time out. It's frustrating not catching anything, but I enjoy my time relaxing and hanging out. But I would definitely enjoy my time catching fish if I could. So, yeah, I plan on bouncing around different lakes and hopefully make it out east out to, Avid, you sleeping? Avid's asleep. For anybody paying attention, I plan on making it out eastern Oklahoma to the Arkansas River, go fish. Avid!
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm just watching my phone and another monitor.
You were watching the back of your eyelids.
No.
Really? Because I was sure hollering for you.
That wasn't hollering. That wasn't hollering because it was like a group call.
You didn't catch it till I went high pitch. Oh. Well, kids, it is 2:30 in the morning, and my ass is tired. I've had a busy day. So I think I'm going to end this, call it a night, get in the house, clean up, lay my ass down in the bed.
All right. I'll see you next live stream.
Avid, thanks for coming up and keeping me company and making it where I wasn't the only one sitting here jibber jabber and everybody entertained. So,
We have to keep them entertained somehow.
yeah. I'm sure I'll see you in a stream somewhere tomorrow. Robert,
Yeah, somewhere.
Mike,
Have a-
yeah. Robert, Mike, Will, Chad, if you're still here. Georgia, if you're still hanging out somewhere in here. Anyways, yeah, Avid was asleep. He was just lying. You guys heard me yelling at him. But everybody, I appreciate you coming in and hanging out, socializing. We'll do this again. Just figured, like I said, figured I'd just do a little late night work session and bullshit session. But I'm sure I'll see you guys in a stream or two tomorrow. Until then, y'all have a good night. Miss Alicia Barnett, good night, beautiful. Have a good night. Had to save the best for last, right? But, all right. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye. Doo-doo-doo. I'm back. Okay, good night. Figure out how to leave this. All righty, there we go. Night-night.